Sunday. Saludos y bienvenidos a todo to the PGP podcast. Hey, everybody, Josh Tobat, Pro Principal of Memorial Pathway Academy in Garland ISD, Garland, USA, ready to rock and roll with you. Everybody out there. Thank you very much for being here and being part of the conversation, being part of the talk, because you got two cats right here. You got that lady in H-Town over there with 30 years of experience, and Moreno, I just finished year 33. 34? I don't know. It's getting a little bit rougher once those 30s go up. But hey, you got 63 years of experience here, plus the hundreds upon hundreds of years of experience with all our past guests. So remember, we are part of the Fantastic Four family that all of you should be watching, not just PGP, but it all starts every Super Saturday at 10 p.m. Eastern with Coach Sean Hurt. He is the data guru. So right now, scores are in Texas. Scores are in. So you know if you need help, that's your cat right there. Dr. Taylor, Dr. Houston at 10:30. If you need a culture change in your campus, everything about culture, they change their school rating, 2 or 3 letter grades in 1 year. You can't go wrong. Those are receipts. Bam. And then we close out at 11 o'clock Eastern with El Jefe, Principal Cafele. And we are the fourth show of the Fantastic Four right here, the PGP podcast. Please make sure you like and share right now. Go to your phone. I know you're watching it. Like and share right now. Go press it. It's only going to take you half a like and share it. Send it out there for the algorithm. And also, as Mari reminds me, YouTube. Go to YouTube because you have 107 sets of live shows, consecutive live shows, 107 with non-stop knowledge. So please help us out. We went up 3 guests, Moreno, 247 guests on YouTube. Love it. I know we are not all these famous podcasts, but you know what? For us, it's an honor and a blessing. So please make sure that you like and share the show. And if you want to be part of it, please reach out. We need you. All of us are going through the same issue. We all need to fill in the gap with new teachers. We all have budget deficits. We all have movement of kids from all over. We all have low attendance. We don't know where the kids are going. We're going through the whole charter thing. We charter schools. All of these things are going on. We're all facing it. It used to be regional, not no more. The region is the United States. So if you are in Maine or you're in Florida, if you're in Alaska or you're in Hawaii or anywhere in the 48 middle, we need you to be part of this conversation and part of these panels. So reach out to this lady before she goes to Tanzania or reach out to myself. We'll make sure that we book you on a future show of the PGP podcast. Moreno, I see the spiders. That means you're still in the USA. You're still in Texas. How are you doing?
I'm doing great, Josh. Thank you so much again for asking. And yes, I am in Houston, Texas, and I'm excited to be here, and I'm excited about today's show. But you're absolutely right. I want to make sure everybody knows, guys, next Sunday, I will not be on the show. Unfortunately, I have to take a little trip to Hawaii because Josh talks about Hawaii all the time. So I figured, you know what? Let me go check it out and see what's going on in Hawaii and see if anybody over there is liking and sharing the show. So I'll be stuck over there. I know, Josh. I am so sorry. And then I am getting ready for Tanzania. For anybody who's interested, go please follow me on Newcomer Success. I will be leaving June 29th. I take a group every year. So this year I'm taking 6 people to Tanzania. And let me tell you guys, we're not even concerned about Ebola. It's not in Tanzania. So we're going to be good. We're going to be good, Josh. We're going to be fine. Ebola has been there for years. Well, in Congo and Uganda.
Moreno, what? Ebola bad. Monkeypox bad, Moreno. No, Moreno, bad. Okay?
John, I was in Uganda in 2020 and there was Ebola there already. That's where I did my research for my dissertation. So, it's been, you know what? It's because of the world, the World Health Organization that we're no longer a part of. That's probably what's bubbling right now. And it's true. We should be a part of that. But I don't want to get into politics because I'm excited about today. Yes. I'm excited about today's podcast because Josh, our first roundtable with board members. I'm super excited about that.
Very cool, very cool. And normally this is when I jump into my chinchilagua moment, my quick thoughts on something that's going around out there in public education, but not. The other part of the show is to help other individuals come and promote what they're doing or help. In the past, we've had David Stack, and I think we had another PhD come on and say, we need people, or they need, what's the right term, Moreno?
They need participants.
Well,
they need participants for their study.
This young lady reached out to me via some lady in Houston, and she says that she needs some help. So she's earning her PhD, but she needs you. Hey, Iowa, she needs you. Hey, Nebraska, she needs you. South Carolina, she needs you. So, Deborah, introduce yourself to the audience, what you do, and what you're looking for. Let them know.
Most definitely. Hello, everyone. First of all, I'm earning my PhD, as Josh said, in organizational development and leadership. And I'm conducting a study, and I need K through 12 principals in Texas to share the lessons learned during the COVID-19 pandemic. And my topic is adapting in a crisis, K through 12 principals, lessons learned from the COVID-19 pandemic for future crisis management. And to learn more about what I'm doing, you can go to my LinkedIn page, and all the details are there on my flyer. And my research will not only help or address health-related crises, but as you know, we have school shootings that are going on. So some of these lessons learned can work across crises. So it's very important that I conduct this research. So I'm so excited, and I need participants to come and help me out with my study.
How can they reach you besides LinkedIn? Is it just your name right there? It says Deborah.
Yes, my email address is Deborah, DEBORAH .Denman, DENMAN @student.uagc.edu.
I'll put it right now in the private chat, Deborah. That way I'll copy and paste it on the chat when I open it up, and then I'll keep on prompting it over and over right there. All right.
Okay, I'll do it right now.
So what else? What else do they need to know? What do they need to just give them the basic requirements?
Okay, so basically the requirements are that you have to have had been a principal before and after the COVID-19 pandemic, which are the years 2018 through 2022, at least 2 years experience as a principal. And then I'm thinking that's basically the main requirements, but you have to qualify as a K through 12 principal there's a list. And trust me, the list is long. So if you want to participate, most likely your school's going to be on the list. So don't worry about that. So if you are a K through 12 principals in Texas, please reach out.
All right. And we call those people warriors. If you were here before Rona and you're still here after Rona, you're a champion, baby. You're a champion right there.
Josh, I'm participating in the study, so I was still after Rona. Okay.
All right. And
I'm looking forward to hearing from you too soon. I'll send you emails.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. We'll get the interview going this week for sure, guaranteed.
Okay.
All right. God bless you. Thank you very much. Help her out.
Thank you.
Thank you
Bye-bye.
for being here. And normally this is the part where we say this has been the previous shows, but since this is our very first school board member show, check out episode 104. I just retired. Now what? So if you're just retiring or want to retire, check out episode 104. And I am ready to interview. Are you? Episode 106.
That's a good one.
Are you ready to interview? But without further ado, this is what we call the top of the bleachers view. This is what we call the top of the stadium view. This is what we call los jefes del jefe de los jefes. Our school board members, everybody out there. There's jefe, but there's the jefes of the jefe of the jefes. And we have our awesome school board members. Thank you, everyone, for being here. Moreno, stick.
Oh my goodness, I'm excited. I'm excited because it's our first one. It's our first one of school board members. And I'm super happy to have you guys on our podcast because let me tell you, some people don't even know what you guys do. So it's important for people to know what you guys do and how are you guys involved in education and your background and everything. So I'm excited to have you guys here because you are very much a part of the school system and most people do not realize that. So again, thank you so much. As a former principal, I'm excited. But before we get started, I'm going to start off with Maribel since you're to my right. Here is your question, and it's a question for everybody, and we just want to let the audience know a little bit about yourself. So tell the audience a little bit about yourself. Where do you live? What is your profession? And what inspired you to run for school board?
All right. Wow, those are some big questions. So make sure that if I stay on topic, my name is Maribel Macias. In education for 33 years, for decades, I was on the other side of the dais. I was on cabinet, making sure that our school board members had all the information and our superintendent to make decisions. And then I said, I actually went to a neighboring district to pay it forward. And I said, well, let me continue to pay it forward in Socorro. So I became a board member to truly just help out, kind of the historian piece of it. I knew the other side of the aisle. I just wanted to see what board members did. And wow, it was a big learning curve. So that's what we do. I'm in El Paso, Texas, and I'm a school board member in Socorro ISD, the largest district in El Paso, Texas, as of this year.
Wow, congratulations. I guess it could be either way, right? Being bigger creates more problems sometimes, right? But I know you guys have the tools and the sharpness to get it done. So congratulations. And we'll get back to you and learn more about Socorro ISD. Let's go to Monica. Monica, talk to us. Tell us a little bit about who you are, where do you live, your profession, and what inspired you, ma'am? What inspired you to be a board member?
Thank you for having me on. My name is Monica Lujan, and I'm born and raised in Salinas, California. It's Northern California. It's a farming community. And I was a parent volunteer, advocate, sports team leader, booster president, hands on the ground, boots on the ground. What inspired me to be a board member was when I went to a football game and I seen these huge lights and these huge cell towers. Where did they come from? Why didn't we know? Where's everybody at? And then we're like, what's happening? Who made this decision? And where were our voices? When there was just different incidents that had happened. My daughter was a freshman, and there was like over $100,000 given to each school for new Chromebooks. Well, our Chromebooks had different schools on them, and they were used. What happened to the money, and why didn't we get new Chromebooks? And where did that $100,000 go to? I've always been a person to find a solution and not a complaint. And that's what made me run for a board member, to become more involved and to be a voice for the voiceless, and to also make the voices that are voicing their thoughts, to make them heard.
You just had a lot of questions and you wanted answers. That's what happened.
Exactly.
Love it. And did you say what your profession was?
No, I didn't. I'm in the dental profession. I worked in dental pediatrics for over 17 years, and I'm a product of our CTE program. I graduated from CTE, from the dental careers, and that's still going strong. Yes.
I love that story. Thank you so much for sharing. I appreciate it. We're going to learn a little bit about your background or some more information about you later. Let's go to Marlene. Marlene, talk to us. Tell us a little bit about yourself, where do you live, and your profession, and what inspired you to run for a school board?
Well, I live in Thornillo, Texas, a small rural community in El Paso County. And my profession is actually an educator. I am currently an assistant principal at a neighboring district. Started off as a teacher, as an English as a second language teacher, and language arts teacher. So I've been an educator for 28 years now. inspired me to run is I actually worked for Tornillo for 3 years before moving over to neighboring district of Fabens ISD. And there were things happening in Tornillo that I decided, you know, somebody needed to be a voice. Somebody needed to be a voice for our community, for our kids, for our teachers. And I was, who could I put that on if I wasn't willing to take it? So that inspired me. And I've now been on the board for 13 years.
Wow. That's amazing. Thank you. Thank you so much for that and for being that voice. That's awesome. Awesome. And last but not least, did I say that right? Is it Jamie? Awesome.
Yeah,
Awesome. Jamie,
yes,
talk to us.
yeah, it certainly is. Thank you so much. Along the same lines, first of all, if you're on this podcast and you've had anything to do with teaching and helping out kids, whether it's a board member or a professional administrator, y'all are my heroes. We talk about that all the time. I'm a lifelong Garland resident. I'm a school board member starting my 10th year in the district. Just got reelected, and it was just my turn to step in and be a leader. I had been involved with schools forever. My parents were involved with kids. I mean, any way you could have ever raised money for kids, schools, district, teams, trips. I've been involved in that. Being a lifelong banker in this community too, they look to bankers to provide some of that leadership. So I got involved with the school board, and it has been quite a ride. I'll just tell you, I was president during the COVID masking versus no masking. And, we had a pretty split community. And I remember telling everybody it was about a 50-50 split, but all of them thought I was an idiot. So I said, well, I was doing it just right. I did it just right because everybody was upset. But no, we have recently, and watch, when I say this, watch Josh's chest swell. Garland Independent School District was just named HEB District of the Year in the state of
Are you serious, Josh? Why are you holding back on me, buddy? You didn't say anything.
Oh, yeah.
Dude, that is a big deal.
We have been on cloud nine, and obviously we have a ton of work to do. When you look at the kids and the needs, there's just so much that we need to do. One of the things that I'm obviously very intricately involved in is the mess of school finance, which we have been wrestling with, as has everybody else. So I'll stop there and let you ask your other questions. But man, what a great way to serve the community is to be involved with kids.
Absolutely. And again, thank you all of you for your service because it is hard. It is hard being an educator, and you guys are up at, just like Josh talks about, up in the top field, just kind of looking and watching everything and asking those important questions. And we're going to talk about those questions to the superintendent as well. So Josh, I'm excited to learn about each and one of these amazing people.
So true, so true. But before we get into the next question, big shout out to my sister from South Carolina, Dr. Shika Houston. Thank you for being here. Our future co-host, Kenyel Sessions. Thank you for being here. Todd McKeever Jeter, also future co-host, Dr. Jones Chunu, Tulsa, Oklahoma. Dr. Edwin Garcia from New Jersey. My brother from Ghana, Da Costa Ajito in the house. What time is it in Ghana, Da Costa? I have no idea, but I know it's not early. And our Pearl, Mississippi, Constance Sherrard, thank you for being here. So let's peel back that onion a little bit. Let's learn a little bit more about you all, okay? Let's make sure we learn a little bit more about you. Monica.
Yes.
Tell the audience, Monica. Go back to kindergarten or go back to wherever, college or wherever. And I'm going to ask all of you an unfair question, and yes, it is. Who was your favorite teacher ever? Why?
My favorite teacher ever was Mr. Boone, 6th grade teacher. Why? Because he just had a gift for engaging us with reading books And he made it fun. So we would read books, and then we would blow up the cover of a book, and we would all draw on it and color it, and we would paste all the posters of each book that we read in sixth grade. And that, to me, I never was engaged in reading as much as he made it engaging and fun for us.
Perfecto. Mr. Miller, who was your
Yes,
favorite teacher, sir? Who was your
You
favorite
know,
teacher?
I had a lot of favorites, but the one I'm going to talk about is Mr. Charles Axe. You may have been around when he was at Garland High School, but he was a history teacher, and he let us have a lot of fun, maybe too much fun, but we also learned. And I remember anytime anybody got in trouble before they had a detention or got sent to the office, we had a trial by jury, and I was always the defense attorney trying to get whoever the culprit is off. And so I would state my case, represent my clients, and try to get them out of detention or suspension or sent down to the office. And my record was about 50%. I didn't always prevail because the judge was Mr. Axe. But we had fun and we learned a lot.
Real world experience, making the classroom fun with Monica. Marlene, platícanos. Talk to us.
Man, I don't know that I could pick one. I would probably, no, that's just it. I would probably say my fourth grade teacher, but I want to say my kindergarten teacher, who was a first year teacher my kindergarten year, and it was just absolutely incredible. I loved school. My fourth grade teacher, because she was actually related to presidents, and so we got to do a lot of civics learning and different types. It wasn't just about math and reading and science. She really engaged us and had at fourth grade class officers, and we engaged in governance and learned everything at a fourth grade level. That was just
Love
incredible.
it.
Nice.
Love it. Maribel. ¿Quién fue Maribel?
It was Miss Steele, tough as nails, fifth grade, K-8 school, and she was just amazing. She knew every single student, had no excuses. No, you can never give Miss Steele an excuse. High expectations, and she ran the safety patrol. And she, I was not one to lead. I was always the doer. And she goes, "Nope, you're going to get this together." And lo and behold, there we had a little safety patrol from kindergarten through 12th grade or 8th grade, and she believed in me. So Miss Steele, 5th grade.
Perfect. Hey, and to the audience out there, I've been doing these podcasts for a while, a couple of years. When I was at Not Like the Middle and this one, more often than not, a lot of the praise goes to the high school people for what they do for graduating the kids. But let me tell you, most of the kudos I have ever heard are the elementary peeps. Are the elementary ones. So don't forget that, elementary people, because of you. Head Start people, because of you. Pre-K people, because of you. You established that love for learning. So keep on doing what you're doing. Keep on shining bright, because that's what you do. Hey, audience, put in the chat right now. Who was your favorite teacher? Who? And like and share. Moreno, go.
Awesome, guys. I'm going to start off with Marlene. Okay, Marlene, this is yours. As the 2026 school year comes to an end, what are one or two accomplishments in your school district that you were most proud of?
Gosh, I would definitely definitely say our graduation, which happened this past Friday, with 100% graduating.
Nice.
Yes, that's our first year. We also had 100% on our Algebra 1 EOC as having passed. So, there are quite a few. And then, of course, just all of the different certifications,
CCMR.
CCMR. 4 of our graduates have enlisted in the Army. Very proud of them.
Wow.
It's absolutely incredible year for our kids and for our district. So hard to say. Just very proud board member at the moment.
And those were some big accomplishments. So kudos to you. Congratulations. How about you, Monica? Talk to us a little bit about your accomplishments as the year is over.
A big one was Portrait of a Graduate, implementing that. And it was at a fast-paced scale, but and our new logo.
Nice.
We haven't had a new logo in over 15, 20 years. So Portrait of a Graduate, implementing that, and seeing our students during the presentations, how they're implementing, the critical thinker, all of that. And also one more, there's so many to name, but that one was one of our big ones. Portrait of a Graduate, and also getting rid of a lot of our policies that were old. We brought in CSBA and really going through our policies and cleaning that out. We're not done yet, but that was a start, and so that's a really big accomplishment for our district.
That's awesome. That's awesome. There's nothing good. We do that to our own closets, right? We got to clean out, and so I'm super glad that you did that, and I'm sure many people are very happy for that. Sometimes you just need to kind of polish them up a little bit. So awesome. Congratulations. Those were some big tasks, and I'm glad you were able to complete and at least get started on that second one. Awesome. Thank you. Thank you. I'm going to leave over here, Jamie to the end, because he has a big one. I know he does. So, Maribel, talk to us. Tell us about 2 accomplishments that your district accomplished this year.
Well, truly, it's that alignment from the boardroom to the classroom. We were a little disaligned before, as you all know, in Socorro. Our conservators are going away. Balanced budget coming to us in June. And
wow.
Again, drum roll. Right now we have our, all of our data coming in, as you mentioned, Josh. So it looks like we're going to be not just #1 district as far as enrollment, but academic achievement. So that's what it's about. It's about the students, endless opportunities every single day. So great things happening in Socorro. Thanks for asking.
Awesome. When the kids grow, we all grow. So awesome. And last but not least, Jamie, I left you to the end because you need to tell everybody that big one again.
Well, we're still on cloud 9 over the HEB. We were nominated for School Board of the Year and School District of the Year. So we were top 5 in 2 different categories. And I'm not going to sit here and toot our horn because everybody knows it's hard. Being on a school board, being in a school district is very hard, and figuring out how to best love on your kids is one of the hardest things you'll ever do. And so, but we've been working hard at that for some time. We did get the School District of the Year, which is top to bottom. In my graduation speech to Garland High School, I asked them if they had won anything at state this year and won a state championship, and they all said no. And I said, oh, yes, you have. The district won the HEB award, and that's something that everybody in the district had a part of. So when you leave here, you tell them you graduated from Garland High School and that you were a state champ. And when they ask you what you were state champ in, just say all of it. Because it's truly a top to bottom award. And so, there's that. My favorite thing about being on the school board and my favorite accomplishment is when a kid finds his or her path, and all of a sudden they go from struggling to making their grades and to having a definite future. And, I could give several examples, but I'll stop. I know this, when I had Mr. Josh Tovar on my podcast, he was telling some very emotional stories of some people that he's helped. And as you know, his school is a very special school, and he does a very special job with these kids. But it is, I could name 100 different things that we've done. We hired Rick Lopez as our first thing I did. We got on school board. We had to hire a superintendent, and we did the search, and we came up with Rick Lopez. And what a great, that was a good decision on our parts, turning out to be very good. I hope he doesn't watch this because he'll get the big head. But yeah. Tell him, Josh, don't get all bloated. We still got a lot of work to do. But let me
We're
tell you
going to
this
talk
one
about
thing.
superintendents in just a minute. So,
Yeah, he's going to cut me off, but you know, one of my favorite things we did is we really beefed up dyslexia. Our dyslexia diagnosed. We were at like 8% of our kids in dyslexia, and the state average was at the time probably 18 to 20. So we were underdiagnosing these kids. And when we beefed it up, we had a couple of kids come to the school board talk about how they were ready to quit school. They couldn't pass the STAR test, and it's because of dyslexia. We got them their training. Boom, they pass STAR, they make A's, and they go on to college. And
wow.
those stories are so wonderful.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Especially when you heard of a problem and you guys did something about it. So awesome. Thank you so much again for all of you. All of your answers were amazing. And Josh, I'm just excited to learn more.
For sure. And don't forget, everybody, like and share. Like
Yes.
and share the show. Go to YouTube real quick. Like and share right there. Because this next question, it's one of those things that many people that sit in the audience at board meetings and they ponder and they say, who hired that guy? This or gal, the superintendent. So that's the number one job of boards in Texas. I don't know. Correct my ignorance in California, but I'm sure that's the same thing. You hire the superintendent, and from there it goes on. But what do you as an individual, obviously, because the people on your board have different visions, different purposes for being on the board. What do you see in the conversations that you've had when you've hired board members? I mean, superintendents. Um, what do you look for in a candidate? Because you know, there's some people. There's a lot of movement. There's a lot of vacancies in Texas for superintendent. I don't know about California, and it's just it's people are leaving. People my age are leaving. Our 30 plus people, we're leaving, and so that creates a big shuffle up to those positions. So the, people are interviewing for superintendents right now. If you look at social media, lone finalist, lone finalist, lone finalist, and there's so many little districts in Texas. I'm sure also in California that they need a superintendent. So we'll start off with you, Mr. Miller. What do you look for? What's your vision when you're looking for a superintendent?
Well, you know, first and foremost, you know this, you need a leader, a person who's a leader. I mean, you can have your entire army on top of the hill and you can holler charge and you can go running down into the battle. And if nobody follows you, you're in trouble. And if you yell charge and everybody passes you on the way to the battle, you know that you've done a good job. You've done what you're supposed to do. So to me, when we were looking at superintendent, we wanted somebody who had past success, who had been challenged, who had exhibited leadership, who was able to build a team. Because, you know, it takes so many people to run a school district. And right now, Garland has, I mean, we've been blessed, but we've also had many of our cabinet and our leaders picked off to go be superintendents of other school districts. We've got 4 or 5 right now. And we're honored for that. We want them to go on. We want them to all spread the blessing to everybody. But our superintendent and what we look for in a superintendent is somebody who can get those things done. Oh, yeah. And you got to set the right goals and you got to attain them, and then you got to adjust and you got to be flexible. And, you know, just so many things that go along with it. But we saw that in our candidates. We had 3 and we chose one. And I think we were able to choose very well.
Thank you for sharing your thoughts, Mr. Miller. Appreciate that. Monica, talk to us in California.
Yes. So in a superintendent, we were lucky to hire one of the best superintendents ever. We look for instructional excellence, that someone that can bring instructional excellence and hold people accountable, but not only hold them accountable, but also support and mentor our administration, our site principals, because they, you know, if you don't, as a principal, you don't have the support from your superintendent and the instructional mentorship, then people become in silos, right? And everybody's doing their own thing. We wanted something, systems, checks and balances, and that's going to work across the board, not one school. every school has its culture, but we wanted systems in place, and we wanted growth with our students, our academic achievement. And we got the best. And in our superintendent hire, we had two, we had a, we had parents and some admin and school staff that were in one interview. So it was two parts, two interview with the school board, and then there was another interview with our community, which was of 15 people. So we went out and we talked to also our staff, our people, our students, our parents. What do you want in a superintendent? We had a consultant, and it was one of the best ways to get the best superintendent. And it wasn't just the board; it was the voices from our community, and that worked out for us.
Thank you for sharing the different process right there in California. And yes, she is fabulous. Dr. Sandra
She
Jo
is.
Galvan, fabulous. And that red suits her well. That awesome PhD robe right there. Marlene, talk to us.
Well, it's been 9 years since we've had to hire a superintendent, but
Wow.
will say, yes, I will say that when we were and when we did, it was exactly that. We wanted somebody who would give us longevity. Being a small rural district, we tend to be a stepping stone. Agree with Mr. Miller. We'd love to see them grow and go out, but it really hurts a district as small as us if there's a turnover every 2 to 3 years. In my opinion, it hurts any district, but small districts really. So
Especially.
we wanted somebody who understood the community. We wanted somebody who had been shown leadership, could show educational insight and understanding, understand the differences in us to say Socorro, who we're in the same county, but we're very different in a lot of what happens. And so we needed somebody, we looked for somebody who could provide that. We wanted somebody who roll up their sleeves, because in a small district, you're not just a superintendent. You might be called on to, help give out meals. You might be called on to sub a class. You might be called on to, stand out there and greet parents coming in. So we needed somebody who was able to do that and wanted to do that. So, and right now I would say we have found that person, as Josh will tell you. So.
Nice.
Dr. Vega, Dios mío santa. Eso sí es de Dios, Rosie. Eso sí es de Dios. I know you're watching right now, Rosie. I love you, girl. Great seeing you on that PhD robe on your graduation day. Loved it. Maribel. Woo, Maribel, you talk to us. You've been through but you've been there. Talk to the audience.
Yeah, it was a roller coaster. Came in, superintendent was placed on leave, and at that point we got an interim, and conservators came in. So the biggest piece for us as a team, a team of 7 at that point, we had the interim, was truly to see what our district wanted. Again, we went out there, got their voice, what are they looking for? And it was very similar to what we were all looking for. We needed somebody that knew Socorro. That was the biggest piece. And they wanted somebody local. They didn't want to come in and, somebody with a magic wand, because, and I'll say this, I've been on the other side. When you go into an interview, everybody's perfect. Everybody tells you that they have the magic sauce, and they don't always have the magic sauce because they don't know what the recipe is. They didn't know Socorro. So with that, we were blessed that we had an interim. So I will support and advocate for that. Having an interim, maybe even going out and getting your top candidates, and, and you really see who is really invested in the district. That interim was there for about a year, about a year and a half with our, with those conservatives from TEA, and Jimmy rose to the top. And I was one of his biggest critics. I'm very honest, and I shared that with him. I said, I want the best for Socorro. That's why I'm here. So, I'm very nice, but I'm very judgmental because I love our home. And he did a great job. And so going back to the question, what do we look for? Of course, leadership. We looked for somebody that knew the district. We looked for the longevity. We wanted somebody that we knew that was going to be in place, that would get us through the rough times, had that personality to be able to bring people together, to glue them together, and had the knowledge enough to say, you know what, I don't know that, but let me get the experts that do, and then moving it forward. I think that's what makes an amazing superintendent. Don't have to be the smartest one, need to know enough, but value those around him to give them the right, or her, the right information to move the district forward. So we made a great choice. And Mr. Vasquez, if you're watching, great job.
Nice. Hey, Ms. Macias, it's there forever. It's on YouTube. Until the asteroid hits us and destroys us, it will always be there, right? So it's documented. All the kudos, all the flowers were brought. And speaking about flowers, a big shout out to Joel Griffin. Thank you for being here. Check him out every Saturday on Facebook at 3 p.m. And Arcela Austri from South Carolina. Thank you. North Carolina. Thank you for being here. Appreciate you. Like and share, everybody. Like and share. Moreno, stay.
Maribel, I'm going to continue with you. I'm going to stay with you, okay? Because I want to talk a little bit about, since you're on both sides, and again, this goes to everybody. Let's talk about principals for a second. What do you think a great principal does to create a strong learning community for everyone, for students, for teachers, for families? So what do you think principals need? We talked about superintendents, so let's talk about the principal role.
Let me tell you, being on cabinet, and I believe this 100%, the most important person that you hire in a campus is the principal. Mm-hmm. Our teachers are amazing. They are the glue. They are the heart. They are the ones that, they brighten the light and bring that knowledge into everybody's, brains. But the principal orchestrates that from happening, from drop off to pick up to lunches to meltdowns. You need somebody at the helm that has the foresight, that leadership to put those systems in place. So that leadership role is critical. That was one of the major things that I was very, very particular for. You might have a brilliant person that is ready for the principalship. They are the perfect person, but you have to have the right fit. If you don't have that right fit, that person does not flourish and the campus doesn't flourish. So the thing that principal has to have, number one, is the fit for the school, the vision for the school, and I call it the magic sauce, the ability to do this. Does this look familiar? Is this familiar? The ability to connect with others.
Relationship
is very important.
Awesome. Thank you. Great qualities that you just shared. Thank you so much. Marlene, how about you, ma'am? Talk to us. We talked about superintendent. Talk to us now about the principal role.
Well, there I'm lucky because I actually work under an incredible principal. The principal that, I'm gonna put her as an example, and shout out to Karina Reese with Fabens ISD. Everything that Miss Macias said is absolutely true. The principal is what makes your campus, and somebody who is fair, who is very level, that they go up and down. You can have principals that can go up and down, but the ones that can approach, whether it's parents, students, staff members, admin above them, admin below them, I'm not easy to work with. I know I'm not. So, somebody who a principal needs to understand that they set that tone, and what kind of tone do they want to have.
Mhm.
The campus am on has had no attrition. They've had nobody leave in now 7 years.
Wow.
And it's because of leadership. So
Mhm.
somebody
Mhm.
who understands they have their goal, but they understand that it's got to be that everybody has to be able to embrace that goal and what they want to bring to it. And I see
Awesome.
2 of those principals here in Thorneo as well. And they are working really hard, as I said a few minutes ago, on creating that culture on their campuses. So I love it.
Amazing. And you're absolutely right. Those are high high needs, right? Especially when you have to fluctuate. So many things happen. And so you need someone who can balance all of that. Jamie, talk to us. Tell us a little bit about your experience because I know you got some big nuggets to drop right now.
You know, I'm not a professional educator. I'm a professional banker. I do know this. I've had a lot of friends of mine who have served as principals at various campuses over the years. We currently have just an excellent group of principals at almost every one of our campuses, and we have 68, by the way. 50,000 kids is hard to keep a rope around. And when you're looking for principals, first of all, we take the lead of our superintendent. And one of the things I think is most important to do is to back the play of your superintendent. Once your superintendent makes a call, I think it's really important for everybody to stack hands and get behind it. And when you do that, then it's real easy and real clear as to what the goals are, as to what the priorities are, as to what the expectations are. Inspect what you expect.
Exactly.
Those kind of philosophies that trickle down to everybody in the district. And we have some really awesome principals that have won all kinds of state awards. And it has been a pleasure to watch them serve. The one thing that I can say, not being a professional educator, the one thing I can say is when I walk into a campus with a principal, you can almost tell immediately if this principal has good control over the campus, has good respect with the teachers, but also when every single child comes up and he or she knows them by name and can call them out and speak to them and be personal with them in some kind of way, it is amazing. And our principals support our kids. They go to every game, every performance. I mean, those kinds of things are very, very, very meaningful. However, very stressful on your principals. My biggest fear is principals who might burn out, because that's a heavy lift.
It is a heavy lift. And you know what? It sounds like you have some amazing principals who support kids. And that's the main thing is relationship building and supporting leadership, all of that stuff. Monica, talk to us, my friend. Tell us something about some kind of quality that you feel is important for principals.
I feel that principals, an important quality is emotional intelligence, because you're dealing with different personalities, from students to teachers, and to be supportive of your teachers because they can do the work. But you need support and you need buy-in from your teachers and from your students. When you walk in on campus, you need a culture of familia. We have I feel welcome in these places, in these spaces as parents, and we forget a lot of times. I'm not an educator, but we forget how we make people feel, and how we have to support all students and our teachers and our staff, all our staff at the high schools, at any of our sites. So be supportive, be emotional intelligent, and also it's okay to ask for help when you need it, and build a strong team.
Absolutely. Surround yourself with smart people. I tell that to people all the time. That's what you need to do, right, Josh? That's what you do.
That's why I have you, Moreno. That's exactly why I have you. I know you're smarter than me, so that's why I got you right there by my side, right there, lady. So we're gonna start off with you, Monica. And as a board, you've heard from your HR. More often than not, this is a theme in education. More often than not, and I'm letting you know because we hear this on the podcast. The exodus from education at all levels. Back in the Stone Age, when I started, we used to have like around 7 sheets of candidates to interview from.
It's true.
5 or 7 sheets of candidates. We could, I guess, nah, we're not gonna call you. Whatever it was. Now we're lucky if we have 2 candidates, and we need to have 3 to meet certain requirements, and it's crazy out there, right?
Mhm.
We can't find it. I know there's pockets of people that don't have this issue, pockets, but not in America. That's not what we've heard here from different people, different states. And I know in our area, we have that similar here in the North Texas area. So my question to you, Monica, is this. You've heard it from HR. You send people to recruiting at the universities. There's not a lot of bites out there because I've been to those where we send out administrators and HR people to universities to recruit, and there's no
Mhm.
bite. There are no fish in the sea, and if the fishes are we're all fighting for the same, and we're offering extra money for bonuses and stuff like that to come on in, but then there's no money. Dios mío santo. So, Monica, my question to you is this: I want you to give some advice, and this goes to everyone also out there, right? Give advice to those people that right now are debating whether or not to go into education, whether it be current professionals that go into alt-cert to become educators, or those that are debating their major. Should I be a teacher? I don't want to be the teacher in their car crying on TikTok saying how much they hate the profession. Because, we're shooting ourselves in the foot. Hey, America, stop shooting yourself in the foot. Stop putting negative videos about our beautiful profession. Why would you want to be there? You're 19 years old, getting into debt for a college to come in. You traumatize them. That means that the vacuum is still going to be there. If you have nothing nice to say, don't say anything at all. Remember your kindergarten teacher, because there are people that are not going through your stuff. So, Monica, what advice do you give out there to individuals that are debating entering our beautiful profession? It is awesome. There's so many glows every single last day. But you know what? We always focus on the squeaky wheel. Qué bárbaros todos ustedes. Monica, give some advice.
The advice I would give would be to really assess it, and also if it's a calling, then you should just pursue it, because one, everybody's gonna, if you don't love what you do, then no matter how much you get paid, it's not going to be worth it. In our district, we did, we have to support our people that want to come back. A lot of alumni, we educate them and tell them come back, and they do come back, and they're teachers. A lot of our district, we have alumni, and then as a district in our communities, I think we need to really look at how we can support teachers, new teachers with housing. We have teacher housing. So we as a board and as a district gotta look at maybe things, how can we offset, the money part, and how can we entice them to come back? What good are we doing? What can we brag about, and so that they're enticed to come back and teach our students and our kids.
Beautiful. Thank you for that advice. Maribel, what you got?
Yes, the one thing that I've seen is our teacher mentoring programs. It's that on the job training. As people are deciding what they want to do, why not bring them into our halls, into our schools, into our classrooms, and get them to truly see if they want, and let's pay them for it, because we need the help as it is. And then those that get the calling, then let's have UTEP there. And I'm talking El Paso ISD, UTEP Community College there, to where during the day, they could have, during a prep period, they could go take a course. Now that we're doing the Zooming, what we learned from COVID, why not? They could have their course there at school, and then right after they're done with their course, they go right into working again. We need to be very innovative, and that way, those that truly love what they do, we keep them. And, in education, we are usually the larger employers within an area. We need our custodians, our bus drivers, our amazing, our cafeteria workers, CNS, front office staff. Why not bring in employees that want to help us and pay it forward with ganas? Let's keep them.
Beautiful, beautiful. I love it. I love it. Mr. Miller, talk to us.
The teacher thing, as you know, we've had for the last probably 10 or 12 years, we've had, I'm going to make these numbers up a little bit. I spoke with Dr. Mike Moses, who was former Texas education commissioner, and we go to lunch quite often. And he was telling me how, we're having maybe 30,000, 36,000 teachers leave the profession every year, and we're only having 12 to 15,000 graduates. So there is definitely a smaller pool to fish in, and districts are having to be very aggressive in going out and getting their teachers. For me, a lot of it has been being able to keep up with the salaries. Being in Dallas in the Metroplex, it is extremely competitive for teacher salaries. But our Grow Your Own program has been pretty robust, and it's been doing great. We've had a couple of teachers who've come to us who came here not speaking any English. They went to our night school program, spent 4 years, learned English, went to college, and what they did when they got out of college was come back to Garland Independent School District and teach. Somebody mentioned all of our employees top to bottom. We have 7,500 employees, and every one of them are extremely important. But to be a teacher today, I think you have to have patience. You have to realize that when a kid walks to your door, you have no idea what that kid has just been through just to get to school. And when I said earlier, we got to figure out different ways to love on these kids, that's exactly what I mean. We got to understand where they're coming from. And we look for teachers, and I know that our teaching staff and our administration staff try to educate our teachers on what it takes to reach these kids and get them on a path. And we really think that that's one of the most important things. We had 100% of our kids graduate at SACSI. I think our average was 97% this year. And in our Career Technology Center, where we have 63 different skill sets being taught that can be certified for jobs as soon as they get out, our graduation rate was about 99%. So get them involved. Teachers do that. They do it every day. And, my hat's off to them. I told you earlier, they're my heroes, and they are, because they do a wonderful job. And you know what? After COVID, kids forgot how to school. Their behavior went off the chain, and dragging them back. One of the things that's helped us, and I hope Josh would agree with me, is when the state passed the no cell phone rule in school. That has helped quite a bit. The kids hate it, but it has been very successful. We enforce it in our district, but it has removed one of the barriers, what I think are one of the barriers to learning. And the teachers are the ones that have to enforce it. They're the ones that have to deal with it every day. So again, hats off to them.
Thank you, Mr. Miller. Yes, sir. Marlene, talk to us. What's your ideas? What you got?
I agree with a little bit of everybody's, like Jamie said, the Grow Your Own, our CTE program has early childhood. So our high school kids are being taught on being educators and getting certified as paraprofessionals through TEA, so that hopefully they can then get a job assisting in a classroom and then move into the Grow Your Own and move on. But I think the biggest thing that we can do as board members, as educators, whatever role we play, is to encourage education, is to encourage those out there that are interested in teaching, are interested in a profession of helping others, and, giving them that encouragement. The other thing as a board member is providing our superintendent with that ability to, yeah, I would love to say we could pay in Thorneo what Socorro, what El Paso, what all the other districts, west of us pay, what districts in Dallas pay, but we can't. And instead, we empower our superintendent to build a culture that is a full community, to where people want to be a part of an innovative concept, where they want to be a part of a family. And so we allow her to go out and do that as a whole district. And so my best advice for somebody thinking about it, do it. Just go do it. Give it a try. We need teachers. Let's give it a try. So
Love it. Thank you, panel. Great ideas out there. Keep that in the back of your mind as we're preparing for the upcoming school year. Moreno, go.
Jamie, I'm going to start off with you, sir, because I think you said you just won your seat, correct? Your school board seat? You're muted.
I'm sorry. Thank you. I was just reelected. This will be my 4th term. So I'm starting.
Perfect. So this is going to be your question. I'm going to start off with you because I know I heard that somewhere. So let's talk about elections and school board positions. So Jamie, let's start off with you. If someone is thinking about running for school board, what mindset should they have going into an election, and what should they avoid? You just won your seat, so I know a lot of this is still fresh.
What comes to mind first for me is, I think the thing that everybody who's been on the school board realizes, you have all these great ideas and then you get elected. And when you get behind the door in the room and you get all the information, you get all the restrictions, you get all the laws, you get all the requirements, you get all the compliance, you get all the different things that limit you. And then you go look at your budget and figure out what we have to work with. It changes the game. Every single day, you realize you're having to prioritize your decision making and try to do what's best interest of the kids, trying to save programs, trying to cut this or cut that, and at the same time provide a very needy. We have a lot of needs within the district, as you would guess, with 50,000 kids, and you just have to figure out a way to provide need for them. So your preconceived notions that you had of how you were going to, it's like a city councilman, and they get elected and they think being a city councilman is about fixing potholes. Well, no, you don't talk about potholes ever. We don't talk about that. So we don't talk about what color are the uniforms going to be. What we try to talk about is, how do we take resources, provide support, and how do we get behind our superintendent, stack hands, and be supportive.
Awesome. Thank you so much. Monica, you were laughing a lot when he was talking. So I'm going to go to you next because I'm sure you have plenty of
Was she laughing at me?
Yeah, she was laughing. I'm a little messy.
I'm laughing at the realities.
It is a reality because he was talking some truth there.
Yes.
So tell us a little bit, if someone's running for school board, like what mindset should they have in during this election, and what should they avoid?
Avoid making promises. Avoid making promises. Don't allow someone to hold you to you. You got to remember, everything that comes out of your mouth, people are going to hold to you. And that's probably why board members don't like to be on podcasts. But you just have to run with your true intentions and your heart, and you run on your what you bring to the table as a human and as an advocate. You can promise to listen and hear people, but then when you get behind the closed doors, how do we make it student centered? I've always said, if my decision is made, it's going to be because it's student centered and I can sleep at night. And then we have ed code, we have law, we have, and if we need to change something, then it's either in policy or something to that nature, because we can only do so much, but we can also change things by moving, being advocates and changing policy. So don't run on false promises. Don't promise anything. Just do your best, what's going to be best for students, and make those decisions. And back up your superintendent, behind closed doors, and nobody sees the behind the closed doors where we ask the hard questions, where we get all of that. And then when we should be confident in the decisions that we make when we get on the dais.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Monica, for your insight. I'm going to move to Marlene.
Totally don't make promises. I mean, we've all heard it that, I'm going on the board because I want that athletic director fired. I want that coach fired. I want that teacher moved. I want, as a board member, none of that is any of our role or under our,
and some people don't
control.
realize that. So I'm glad you're saying that.
They don't. I mean, Josh said it a while ago. We have one person that we hire and fire, and that is the superintendent. And so, and many go on in order to fire a superintendent. But exactly, once they get on there, they hadn't realized what it really is about, what the laws are, what policy is. Yes, we can change policy and we can help develop policy, and we need to be knowledgeable about our budget and our finances and how that plays into this. But it absolutely, anybody coming onto a board absolutely needs to realize that their decisions are about all students. It's not about their child. It's not about their nephew. It's not about their grandchild. It's not about their neighbors. It is about all children in the district. So whether you're a district like ours of 650, a district like Jamie's of 67,000, it's about all kids, and our decisions really, really need to be based on our kids and what they need. So, and awesome. Supporting our superintendent in that process.
Awesome. Thank you, Marlene. I appreciate your insight again. Maribel, we're going to close out the question with you, ma'am. So tell us a little bit, if someone's interested in running for school board, talk to us a little bit about their mindset and what should they avoid.
Yes, for the mindset, it has to be that team of 8. You have your superintendent as your coach. That's the lead. And, in part of the team, we all know what we have strengths on as boards. We have to agree to disagree so that we're able to support, that coach. So that's the biggest piece, going in. And I liked how everybody said it's about all of our students. In Socorro, we have 2 at-large trustees, and then we have district trustees. Whenever we make a decision, it has to be for at large. And that's what's very important. It can't be the individual. Marlene, you mentioned that. And like you said, we have our superintendent, and what we've learned, we did Lone Star governance. What is superintendent work and what is board trustee work? That is very important, because oftentimes, sitting on the other side of the aisle, not on the dais, I would see some of the boards talking about toilet paper, talking about roofs, talking about, and, as the person responsible for getting them that information to make a decision, that's what I thought I had to do. I had to make sure that I had to give all that information there. In learning now superintendent work versus board trustee work, we should have never been having those conversations. We should have been having conversations about academic outcomes. What is it that the superintendent needs and administration to move the district forward? And it's not about toilet paper and roofs. So that was my big aha. And at first, Lone Star governance was tough. Coming in after the turmoil with a new or with this departing superintendent, we had two trustees that were not present for about a year. And I'm not to judge. It was their way of saying they didn't agree. But it was very tough. So Lone Star governance taught us that. What is superintendent work? We hired him, and he's responsible for those things, and we're responsible for getting them, like you said, the policies and the resources to make sure our kids are number one.
I'm glad that you guys, because that's hard to do, to separate yourself from that, right? And so I'm super excited that you started doing that, because again, you start getting yourself in the weeds and you're not really moving the district, right? So thank you so much for sharing that. I think it was important for our audience to hear that. Josh, talk to us about these books.
Exactly. The books are coming up, but hey, area superintendent, you want to put in that application, you just got a lot of knowledge dropped your way.
Oh,
Hey,
yeah.
in these little districts, hey, principal, you want to be superintendent? And you want to be the superintendent and the yellow bus driver? Because you know what happens in the little districts. You just heard a lot of knowledge just for you.
Yes.
Because those were the doors open that our Lord and Savior places for you, and you walk through it with knowledge. And that's the knowledge that you have right now. But the books, hey, a lot of us are finishing, except for them East Coast people. They're still there till June something. Us over here in the South, we're already finished. So you need some books? Recommend them like always. Superintendent Glenn Robbins, Calm Before the Storm. I know that there were no high school principals with any issues at the end. I know they had no issues the last 5 days of school at all. No one was fighting for GPAs. I know there were no fights with fines. No, I know. But you know what? If you need Calm Before the Storm, Calm Before the Storm is a great book. Make sure that you get it. And I Won't Back Down deals with famous artists like Tom Petty, like Jimi Hendrix, that were told they would never amount to anything in the music industry. And you know what's sad about in education? People put up walls for us. They blackball people. They can't get to the next level. And so these are great books, and they're the right size. So when you take out your adult beverage by the pool, they're the right size, baby, right there. We are a full Fundamental 5 campus at MPA. Every single last classroom, bell-to-bell instruction, Fundamental 5 on how to coach your brand new teachers right there. Highly suggested. Sean Kane, awesome, has helped me out a lot as an instructional leader. Brand new book, my next book, right here. The XYZs of teaching. Future guest on the show for Dr. School in the school, Dr. Seuss in the Schoolhouse, Shauna Quinville. She will be on the show promoting this book on how to find the why in teaching. And mira, Ms. Macias, I'm in 2 books. 23 stories by educators, 15 principals across the United States about a little bit about their journey. Check it out right there. And if you don't like reading and you like audiobooks, Grow Your Why. It's all audible on Amazon. You can pick it up. Check it out right there. So here we go. Let's close off. We're at the last part of the show, guys. And it's very simple. It's time to reflect on the beautiful thing that is that beautiful ceremony that started in pre-K, that started in Head Start, that started whenever they arrived at your district, and they just walked across the stage and they got their beautiful diploma, and you were all there to witness this and clap along. On that journey, on the last day of school, you've had a billion beautiful things that you witnessed as a board member, because that was your vision. Your vision as a board member, that you empowered your superintendent to bring that vision out to all the schools, whether it be 650 or 50,000, whatever it is. Your vision had a beautiful part to that. So I want you to tell the audience, and I want you to tell future board members, Marlene, starting with you, tell them 2 beautiful things that you witnessed this year, that you know what you said, you were there, you were in the ceremony. I don't care if it's pre-K, I don't care if it's an art contest in 5th grade, I don't care if it's a UIL event, whatever it is. What 2 things can you take out of this whole year that you said, I helped in supporting that?
One would be our early college graduates. I get to sit and watch those graduations and watch them graduate with their associates before they've graduated from high school. The other would be watching, we didn't have a music program for many, many years here, and it's still hard to get a music program going, but watched our 5th grade steel drum players be honored at our board meeting the other night because they went to a competition at some private schools in El Paso and received honors there. So getting to watch that grow. And then our band did that as well, which is a band of about 20 kids, if that at times. So those are the things that I take great pride in at the moment.
Thank you for your leadership. Thank you, Marlene. Mónica, dos cosas, platícanos.
The amount of graduations, we want to get to 100%. It's over 95%. But the continued growth of graduations and the amount of scholarships and college-bound students that are going to universities and Ivy League schools was really it was a proud moment to see all the hard work and the ones that are taking a different path as well, that they are very happy in their decision that we are that we prepared them to be career ready or venture off in the military service. And we know that they have grit, they have ganas, and they're gonna do well.
Qué bonito. Así me gusta. Con puras ganas, Mónica. Con puras ganas. Maribel.
Yes, I was blessed to go to an early college grad or ceremony at Campestre Elementary because it starts at pre-K. So we had a celebration. That was our first school district or first school, elementary school that was part of that program. Miss Vidales is the principal, which is part of the community. So it was paying it forward. It was amazing to see that. And our students just proud. We had all of the seniors that were at that time pre-K students at Campestre. They came back to the hallways. They got to see their old school and they're graduating this year. So that was a great ceremony. The other thing, again, I love sports. So girls flag football, that is amazing. I wish they had it when I was growing up. I would have been out there giving it a shot. So the girls flag football that came on. So those were the two neatest things that I saw this year. Oh, one other, we have early, Fine Arts Academies. And I got to see one of the programs that they did at Paso del Norte. It was a K-8 campus, and now it's just an elementary fine arts. Wow, those kids are so talented. So great things happening in Socorro. Thank you for asking.
Beautiful. And let me tell you one thing. I know for a fact that lady, Ms. Macias, for athletics, when she was in charge of that, she was everywhere, supporting all those scholars from top to bottom. Beautiful woman, beautiful heart, was put in the time to be there. Thank you, Ms. Macias, for your leadership. Appreciate it. Mr. Miller.
Wow. I'm just going to pick two that I can remember. First of all, we had a young lady win state in powerlifting and set every record there is to set the second highest total weight ever lifted in the state of Texas. And oh, by the way, she won state 3 times at a different district before coming to our district for her 4th year. So she won state 4 years in a row. I actually interviewed her. That'll be out on my podcast. Josh Tovar has been on it. We have a podcast here that I run in the district, and it'll be out. And her story is amazing. Her dedication to what she does and the hours she puts in, and the fact that she's stronger than just about everybody on the football team. It's very much a brag for her. Very much a brag.
It needs to be in a Wheaties box.
Right. And then, one of the most touching things I do every year is I go to our visual aid. We have kids that are seeing impaired kids that put on an art show. And some of the talented, most incredible pieces of art you've ever seen, whether it be something ceramic, something pottery, or drawings, paintings, etc., what these kids are able to do with the help of the visual aid volunteers that we have. And those kind of things are just so special when you see kids achieve, especially when you see the pride on their faces and the pride of their parents. So very, very touching to do those things.
So awesome. And that, my friend, thank you, Mr. Miller, for your leadership. Everybody out there, a lot of times you all don't get your flowers. I know that. I've seen that. And you get a lot of during audience participation or audience input. Been there, done that. I've seen that. I've heard it. But you know what, guys? Thank you for your leadership, because you know what? A lot of times you don't get them flowers. You all deserve it. And this is how you get to show it, because it's your leadership, your pride. And I hear it in your voice. And I know the audience is hearing what you brought to the table this school year, 25-26. Muchas gracias. Moreno, go Moreno.
Last question for the day, and it's a really, really fast question. It is a fill in the blank. So super easy, and we're going to start off with Maribel. Maribel, finish the sentence for me. It's a fill in the blank. Hey, educator, this summer I want you to
Relax.
relax. Awesome. Jamie, no repeats. So let's see. Hey, educator, this summer I want you to
Have fun.
have fun. Okay, so we have relax, have fun. Marlene, hey, educator, this summer I want you to
Disconnect.
nice. Last but not least, Monica, let's finish strong. Hey, educator, this summer I want you to
Unwind.
unwind. Josh, they're very good participants. They get A's.
Exactly, I agree. But it's not over. Extra credit time with the lightning round. The échale ganas to everybody out there. Just understand that this is called the PGP podcast. G is for ganas. And that is the only word that connects all Hispanics. We are not a monolith. We're all separate. We speak at different tones. We use different words. Our frijoles are totally different. Not all of us eat tortillas. Not all of us eat chile. Oh my God. When I found that out, that El Salvadoreños and Colombianos don't eat hot sauce, I'm like, what?
Yes.
What's going? We're not. But one word does unite us all. Ganas. That is a huge word that connects generational love, generational hard work and dedication throughout. So if you're El Salvadoreño, Boliviano, Ecuatoriano, Mexicano, Puerto Riqueño, Cubano, we all say the same thing. And that's how I want you guys to finish this lightning round. Now, folks, remember what I said. You don't want my big fat cheeks getting close to the camera. It's a lightning round. Other than number 2, don't talk a lot. All right, here we go. We're going to start off with Marlene. Marlene, 13 years. I heard it, lady. 13 years, so you get to go first. And remember, panel, after we sign off, do not hang up. Do not hang up. Marlene, here we go. Give advice to a new teacher.
I'm going to do it as a board member. Attend meetings, learn how school governance works. Don't get involved in the politics, but understand what the boards and the district's goals are and show your commitment to helping the community achieve those.
Read a note, an email, a text from a parent, a colleague, or student that inspired you with their words.
Oh man, I got to do the whole lightning round as one?
See.
Okay. Hello, Miss Bullard. I just wanted to let you know I feel so grateful for you. I know this award was probably bittersweet given how much you've supported both of us, but I want you to know how much your presence in my journey has meant. From the very beginning, when I was still deciding if I even belonged in the classroom, to the moment you gifted me my first lesson planner, you've been there encouraging me every step of the way. Those moments have stayed with me and they've helped shape the teacher I've become. To have you now be the one handing me this award feels incredibly full circle and so special. Thank you for believing in me, for guiding me, and for always being in my corner. It truly means more than I can say. This is somebody who went from being the superintendent's assistant to now being one of our best CTE teachers and our teacher of the year.
Eso, esas son ganas. Send some flowers to an active colleague who inspires you in their work. Name and title.
Michelle Lorio. She's a 5th grade teacher, and she has been teaching for 30 years. And she usually questions herself on whether she's doing enough for her students and commits each year to her own learning. And she is a most incredible teacher for
Marlene?
what she gives kids.
Marlene, lightning round.
What?
Lightning round, Marlene.
It
Lightning
was
round.
a lightning round. It still
Ay,
was.
estás echando mucho rollo. Let's go. This lightning round. Here we
Hey.
go. What summer vacation spot stands out and you want to visit again?
None. I love both mountains and beach. I just want a vacation.
On a hungry day, what is your go-to? Pizza, Chinese or Mexican? What is
Mexican.
your Mount
See?
Rushmore? Huh?
See? Lightning round.
All right, ándale. Pues no me pares. Let me keep on going. Stop interrupting me. Here you go. What is your Mount Rushmore of action heroes?
Ruth Bader Ginsburg, every public school teacher out there, principals of Tornillo, principal I work for, and my mom.
When you were young, what was the best family vacation you took with your mom and dad?
Six Flags Over Texas.
What do you do when you need to recalibrate, when you need to focus on yourself?
I put my hands into dirt. I pot plants, I water, and I garden.
And how can people get a hold of you, young lady?
Marlene at tisd.us or at M13Bull on X. Direct
Love
message.
it. Thank you, Marlene. Monica.
Thank you.
Vámonos duro, Monica. Vámonos. Give advice to a new teacher.
Listen to your students.
Read a note, an email, a text from a parent, a colleague, or student that inspired you with their words.
Trustee Lujan, I felt like a rock star at work today. As everyone was telling me, you shouted out Car Lake and Miss Cano. Thank you. My kids and I really appreciate your visits and your yummy treats. Just so you know, you are our favorite. My heart is full with your words.
Eso. Esas son ganas. Send some flowers to an active colleague who inspires you with their work. Name and title.
Vanessa Robinson, board member. She just completed her master's and she's a 6th grade teacher. And she's on the board with us.
What summer vacation spot stands out to you and you want to visit again?
Italy.
On a hungry day, what's your go-to? Pizza, Chinese, or Mexican?
Chinese.
What is your Mount Rushmore of action heroes?
My mother and one of my favorite teachers, Mr. Boone, my husband, and my daughters.
When you were young, what was the best family vacation you took with your mom and your dad?
We took camping trips, 1-week camping trips.
What do you do when you need to recalibrate and focus on yourself, young lady?
I take off wherever I want to go, to the beach, go get a massage, go get a nice drink. It's all about me unwinding.
How can the people out there learn from you some more and reach out?
Monica.Lujan at SalinasUnionHighSchoolDistrict.org at SUHSD.org. Sorry.
Dios mío, there you go. Thank you very much, Monica. Mr. Miller, here we go, sir. Lightning round. Give advice to a new teacher.
Don't be afraid to raise your hand. You're not expected to know everything.
Read a note, an email, a text from a parent, a colleague, or student that inspired you with their words.
I'll be real brief. I got a note in January, board appreciation from a kid who said, "Dear Mr. Miller, thank you for giving us a new playground."
Oh,
Perfect. Send some flowers to an active colleague who inspires you with their work. Name and title.
Colleague, I would say Sidna Gordon. We just dedicated our boardroom to her in her name. She's a former school board person and she paved the way for a lot of us.
What summer vacation spot stands out to you and you want to visit again?
The Broadmoor, Colorado Springs.
What is your go-to food? Pizza, Chinese, or Mexican?
Oh, Mexican every day.
What is your Mount Rushmore for action heroes?
Jesus Christ, Tom Landry, John Wayne, and Roger Staubach.
When you were young, what was the best family vacation you took with your mom and your dad?
Disneyland.
What do you do when it's time to recalibrate, sir, to focus on yourself?
Guitar and golf.
How can people get a hold of a four-term board member?
Jamie Miller at garlandisd.net.
Maribel Macías. Ahí nos vamos, señorita. Here we go. Give advice to a new teacher.
Open your doors to others. Education is about people friendship, and ganas.
Read a note, an email, a text, or from a parent, a colleague, or student that inspired you with their words.
Well, it's actually to my husband, Gilbert. I want to thank you for being such a positive and caring teacher. I appreciate all you do for our home and know that you are better, or that we are better with you being part of our team. Keep on being who you are. Hashtag ganas. And it's from Josh Tovar. This was to my husband.
Aww.
Stop it. Focus. Thank you. Thank you very much. Send some flowers to an active colleague who inspires you in your work. Name and title.
Yes, Joyce Zarowski. She is a retired colleague. She is a mentor. She is a friend. She was a teacher, a principal, HR director, and she's currently retired, but she's substitute teaching as an administrator. So she's amazing. She's my person that I go to, and she's taught me how to cognitive coach and get off the ledge. Good job, Joycey.
Love it. What summer vacation spot stands out and you want to go visit again?
Puerto Peñasco, second largest tide differential. You guys have to go.
Hungry day. Pizza, Chinese or Mexican?
Mexican Chicos Tacos.
What is your Mount Rushmore of action heroes?
God, my mother, and Master Yoda.
What do you do when... what was the best family vacation you took with your mom and dad?
Aguascalientes, Mexico.
Mm-hmm. When you, young lady, need to recalibrate, when you need to focus on yourself, what do you do?
I play poker, baby.
Oh my God. That's a recalibrating, Macias. Oh my God. Okay. I guess. All right. How can people get a hold of you?
Yes, maribel.macias@sisd.net.
Thank you,
Nice.
panel. Thank you very much for being here today, giving us some of your time, but most importantly, the knowledge, because you see, this knowledge is not just from the superintendent. It's everything that's fed to them from all of the scale, from all the leadership ranks, from all the levels, from the bus driver to the directors, to the area superintendents. It's all given to them. They get these huge packets where they kill 7,000 trees, and they go through it every week. And they acknowledge it because they have to be well-versed. And if you want to make sure that you get one of those leadership chairs, whatever it might be, you just got the knowledge right now, firsthand from them, from these individuals. So make sure that you like and share this. Send it out there for people that might not be on the call but need to hear this kind of information for their future. Because remember, you're not alone. I keep on saying this. You're not alone. You have these kind of podcasts. You have Edutopia, Education Week. You have everything out there that's for free. Back in the Jurassic period, you could send 6 people to Las Vegas, and each of them had their own hotel room and a per diem to go to a conference for 5 days with a car or 2 cars. That is
Anymore.
that's out, baby. Those days are over. And this right here, this is free PD for you. This is free that you could put on your ears. You could walk around and become a better version of yourselves, because you know what? If you become the better version of yourself, then your scholars become the better version of yourselves, and your community becomes that next level of kicking it up a notch. So don't forget to be here. Like and share the show. And next week, oh my God, Moreno, I forgot what is next week. Next week is Dr. Seuss in the Schoolhouse, episode number 5, with educator authors that will be here promoting another possible book that you might need. Please like and share the show. We love you. Panel, say goodbye to everybody.
Bye.
Don't hang
Good luck.
up. Bye.
Have a great summer.